Hello and welcome to another update video about VeChain. Yeah, VeChain also recovered a little bit, but it is still currently below the 88.7% Fibonacci retracement level, below 3.3 cents, unfortunately. So overall, from a high level point of view, VeChain is currently in a wave 2 correction. After it made its all-time high in April, that was a wave 1, an impulsive wave 1, and since then we've been coming down in this ABC correction, which landed in the expected target area between 3.3 cents and 6.1 cents, so basically between the 88.7% Fib level and the 78.6, 88.7 and 78.6. It even dropped a little bit below that. Yeah. And I mean, this is never a good sign, but it also is not a disaster. We've seen various cryptocurrencies that dropped below that 88.7% Fib level in the past, and they also still recovered. It is still, though, a warning sign, and it is not great for the chart. Ideally, you expect assets to turn around at least at the 88.7% Fib level. Below that, there is just a risk that the sentiment will shift either later, or it will have it more difficult to really shift back to the upside, because that's what it's all about. If you have a cryptocurrency that once, was priced at around 30 cents and it drops down to maybe only a half of a cent, which VeChain is far away from, but let's say that happens, it will first of all mean a lot of money is needed to bring the asset back to previous figures, and it also means that first of all you need to get a lot of people interested again in the project, and this is just from experience much harder below that 88.7% Fib level. It is just what it is. But as long as VeChain is holding fairly well, even though it's below that level, but as long as it's still holding here in sort of the current price regions, and as long as it can recover when other cryptos do recover as well, and as long as it has a good chart structure, which it has, a very clean and nice ABC, then it's all okay, and still not good, but we can sort of deal with it, and no reason to panic. So looking at the shorter time frame, VeChain, in my opinion, also hasn't seen the overall low yet. The reason for that is that we are coming here from this downtrend. We've had this long downtrend now for a while. It is still technically not over, far away from being over, in my opinion. Well, that's the wrong word, but it's we haven't seen the lowest point yet, in my opinion. Yeah, so I still think that we could actually see the low fairly soon, but timing, as I said before, is very, very difficult. It is one of the most difficult things to forecast in any way. But yeah, because why do I think it will still get a bit lower? Well, we have here something that you would call a bearish pennant, a bear flag. Yeah, after a downtrend, just a consolidation pattern, and just from statistics, and yeah, it would usually break out to the downside of that pattern. Now, there's a few different ways to draw this. You can draw this either as some kind of a channel, yeah, here, or as this triangle pattern. In both scenarios, actually, it is for me in both scenarios a consolidation pattern after a downtrend, and even here actually, if we look at it very lately, it has started to make lower lows and also lower highs. Yeah, I mean, there's always with those patterns a few different ways of drawing it. So I could even draw it like that. Then it would be possibly even a descending wedge. And in the end, it doesn't make a difference really what kind of pattern it is, because we as a trader should anyway always wait for the breakout. Now, there's obviously different strategies. You can just go dollar cost average. That's a different story. But if you're really waiting here for a signal of the market, it is advisable to wait for a breakout. That is normally what is recommended. Yeah. Either way, right? And here we have a pattern, and when that pattern breaks, that could be an opportunity. Here for VeChain, for me, very clearly, a breakout to the downside of this pattern would indicate lower prices in the first instance to the previous swing low at 2.4 cents. And then if that doesn't even hold, even lower, and we could then even see levels around, I would need to go to the daily chart to take a look at that again. In the worst case for me, VeChain could even go to a cent. I did say that before. That would be that major swing low here. If it goes below a cent, in my opinion, it goes from a chart point of view, purely from that point of view, into the area of, yeah, meaninglessness. We talk about fractions of a cent then, which wouldn't be very attractive. And I'm sure a lot of people would lose interest in VeChain, unfortunately, from a chart point of view. To the upside, a break above the 88.7% Fib level is absolutely needed, also to help the further recovery of VeChain to the upside, and that would be a move above 3.3 cents. I think if we do that, as indicated in the last video, we can expect the 4.4 cent level, and then the move to the 78.6% Fib level, which would be at 6.15 cents. But at the moment, we are still in this sideways range. As long as we are in the sideways range or in this pattern, it really is difficult to say what's going to happen. I mean, my view is primarily that we are going to go lower. That would even be in line with my Elliott wave count also for other cryptos. That would also here suggest for VeChain that we are here in a wave 4 at the moment. Yeah, that we came down in a wave 3. We are now in a wave 4, and then we will come down in a final wave 5. A wave 5 of the wave C of the wave 2. And based on the Elliott wave method. And that would complete the overall correction. At the moment, though, still looks to me that we are still in this wave 4, maybe already completed the wave 4, but we only really have the confirmation if we break one of these levels that if we break the support level of this pattern as indicated before, then we could be quite certain that the wave 4 has ended and that we are already in the wave 5 to the downside. Overall, VeChain just needs to get back above the 88.7% Fib level. At the moment, I still expect from a high level point of view still a lower low. I don't think the overall correction in the crypto market is over, but short-term upside also always possible, and that short-term upside, even in a wave 4, would be possible. But for that, we would need to get above 3.3 cents. From a trading point of view, VeChain actually quite attractive because we have here a very, very clearly defined pattern, and we are just below the 88.7% Fib level, a very, very strong resistance level. And if that gets broken, that is a short-term opportunity, absolutely. And also here to the downside, if we break that to the downside as well. Looking on the daily chart, I mean, indicators here, looking at the ADX, still a short signal, but potentially we get the long signal. The RSI still moving a bit higher here, but still fairly weak. The MACD still sort of bullish, but no change really. Yeah, I think in my opinion, the indicators would support even more upside or short-term upside. But what is so important is that that resistance level just gets broken. 4-day chart here, which is very important for cryptos as well. We are reducing here that negative momentum on the 4-day chart, and but we haven't seen the price action that would match that. So as I said, a move above 3.3 cents might change that, and that could mean some upside, and we just need to see how the structure develops then in that move up. But that could be an opportunity above 3.3 cents, or to be very accurate, 3.36 cents. There will be some upside, but overall, as I said, until we really see an impulsive move up, which we haven't seen yet, I have to expect that we haven't seen the low in the crypto market, but also here specifically for VeChain yet. And that is what we want to see. We want to see a 5-wave move to the upside and a 3-wave move down. And even if I still expect one lower low, if it doesn't happen, but we are seeing a 5-wave move up and a 3-wave move down with a higher low, then I'll of course make you aware, and that could be a very strong indication that VeChain has already seen its low and that there will not be another lower low. But at the moment we are quite far away from that, because we have made a new swing low here, and we are now waiting for a signal of the market in which direction it is going to continue. Alright, so that is my view about VeChain. Hopefully you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then check out the channel membership and maybe even the trading course I'm currently offering on morecryptoonline.com. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye bye.